Welcome to our patient meeting. And a second to adjourn out of executive session and go in.
Motion.
All those in favor. Now, if you'll please.
If everybody could remain standing, I just want to do a moment of silence that we know today marks the anniversary of September 11th. That had a profound impact on our country and so many families. We remember the lives that were lost, the bravery of the first responders, and the strength of communities that came together in the days that followed. I'd like to ask everyone to take a moment of silence to honor those we've lost and to reflect on the importance of compassion, courage.
All right, now we're going to get on to something exciting. So we have our two student board of ed members here tonight. And we have Maddie Clemens and we have Marina Craigle. Yeah, we're excited to have you ladies. So are you guys, would you like to give a report out tonight?
Week of school was completed. Been doing a lot with the phone here. It wasn't students have been finding it. Odds, and that's how they listen to music. Yeah, so they're bringing in like digital cameras, and it's we're even doing a segment on it. It's going to be very interesting. Overall, we think lots of positive effects of this. Getting used to it. False and and there and we have student council updates. We started planning. Okay? We've also started planning for our two upcoming it's going to be an to have our club. So, as you can tell, clubs are starting back up again. We're gonna have a freshman and a boy.
Fantastic. Thank you, ladies. You did a great. It's our first recognition of visitors. If anyone speak, we just ask that you come to the podium, state your full name, and you'll have 3 minutes. Not yet. Superintendent update.
So we're very happy to be back. It's exciting to see the hallway, and I'm glad to hear about the cell phone perspective. We think well. I would like to commend Dr. Roddy for his presentation in the beginning to the students why we're doing this. So I think why we're doing. And I think there'll always be little bumps in the road. I love that Scrabble's back out, Monopoly's again. Maybe not. I don't. But it's been overall a great start to the school year. The buildings look great. There's a lot of fresh paint in a lot of the areas too. Definitely looking great, right? So there's a lot of different changes. The gym, Dr. Hayes will give an update on, but there's a lot of great things. If you look at some of the board reports, I want to thank all the principals for a great opening. They were all greeting students arrive. There was great summer programs at the elementary school. I think one of the things that we should highlight is the transportation department really worked with students that are L students to make sure that everyone in. So that was ensuring that we had access to programs. So it was great. It was a STEAM camp. That worked out really well. You can also see in Dr. Boyd's report as well as that all of our orientations, whether it's pre-K or kindergarten, were well attended percentages, as well as the meet and greet event. We had about 95% of our parents. That's great. Have that collab. You can see the board report for middle school. One of the things that I want to highlight in there is the Let It Grow program. I know that about that at the elementary school, which is really building independence with our students. And we talked a lot about on the first day of school about the concept of resilience and teaching our students how to overcome adversity, increase their level of autonomy. That's on a decline. And this Let It Grow program, start to move it to middle school, it's going to be more opportunities for students to have that autonomy with peer interactions during clubs, how to solve some peer conflicts together, but also just basically provide the better space to navigate some of these experiences that I also want to highlight one of the great things that the middle school also did. We had that new student education, so any student that was new to our school or homeschooled prior, they came in beforehand. So I think that really is for us to make sure that students are welcome. That was a great thing that went on all to ensure that it was successful. She also provided a chart in her report that really talks about us and working on our DASA programming and really educating families, students on the difference between a conflict and bullying. Everyone understands and the best way to get through those different things. In high school, talked about the cell phone ban. We're already starting to talk to students about the common application because students have to already start applying. So getting students ready for that. They're going to have a financial aid night very shortly. And everyone knows that we have to do the FAFSA in the high school now. That's a new mandate that students have to fill out the FAFSA, which is definitely a good thing because I don't know if any parents here ever filled out the FAFSA. Not an easy thing. You're not even sure if you're done at the end. You're like, did I? At the end, you're like, I think I submitted that correctly. So I think any insight that our counselors can have to help support that might not follow that process. We welcomed Amanda Allison, our director of PBS. You probably saw her email go out to welcome families. She's planning 3 series of parents as partners. Going to be working with Tonic Resources. I know some of you might be familiar with Tonic. They're basically an agency that works with facilities. So they'll come over and or the resources that are available for them in the community. So those dates will be October and December. And Allison, she's got the like Allison will be there to support that. So she's also going to do a survey to our about how they would like to work in collaboration with her. And students talked a little bit about athletics, but that started a little bit about the numbers. So there was 215 athletes that are participating in JV varsity and 99 at 100. And for our 7th and 8th grade for our modified. And we're going to be playing the varsity football. That should be a great state. So all in all, great start to this. Turn it over to Dr. Summers, going to give us an update on curriculum.
Good evening. Yes, we were very happy to welcome back our students and teachers. Nice to see the halls filled again. And so rounded. Happy you're back. So tonight, a couple of things. I'd like to start with stating that we were able to find a person capable of teaching French. He is coming to us through our college MAP program. She's certified in social studies, but at her resume, she's very proficient in French, so she's up with it. She's been to France many times. She does have enough credits to be certified in French, so she's very happy. We'll be welcoming her tomorrow. Allison, she will be Aiden for a lead in also will be welcoming on Monday Myra Jensen. She'll be the new at the middle school. She's excited to come and join the faculty. Really great things. On professional development in the area of literacy across the content area. That'll be the focus of the secondary teachers this year. Start with professional development on the 17th with department chairs. And so Allison Santino will be coming in. She worked with our 6th grade team this summer to infuse literacy and reading strategies in our 6th grade English program. So that'll be a full day next week for our department leaders. And then we will continue across content areas during March 3rd and its conference day. The message is all teachers are teachers of reading. Very excited about that. At Curriculum Council today, and they are excited to add to their box and excited to have them do that. Administrators are going through the process of retrained in the certification to evaluate our teaching staff. That evaluation cycle will begin first. So right out of the box, we got many things headed to today.
Great, thank you. So I want to start by welcoming Sam Pride here. Sam is our new food service director. Welcome, Sam. It was a long process to get you here, but we are thrilled that you're here. So Sam comes to us from a variety of places, but we are super excited about how passionate he is about food. I remember in his interview, one of the first things is medicine. So, which was great. His passion definitely comes through. He's very connected to the farm to table movement. So we are excited that he's going to take the reins from Larry Anthony. He's been working with Larry. So Sam has been here a week. He's been shadowing Larry that transition, but he's been doing a great job. So welcome, Sam. On the transportation front, we did have several runs this summer for students for extended year program. We ran trips to Millbrook, to Ulster County, Monticello, and East Durham. As Dr. Warden said, we were also able to support the L program here at Mill Road, which was great, so we could provide transportation for those students, which helped increase the numbers of participation altogether. So that was really great through funding through grants and also help from Bard College. We were able to make those runs. This year, too, we also provided transportation for students that needed to take the summer regents at BoCES. So that was new for us. So they were able to take the bus here down to BoCES. We made 2 runs, one for the morning afternoon exam. They also worked really hard this summer in transportation to do route optimization, so looking at efficiencies. So they rerouted a lot of our bus routes to try to balance out ridership. So we took some buses that were really overloaded and tried to balance them out with ones underutilized. So I commend Anthony Curcio and also John Alessi for that work. That was great. We also have 2 technology upgrades that I had discussed last spring, but we have new radios for transportation. They've been phenomenal. They can actually, we tested them across the whole state. We actually went all the way out to Buffalo. Anthony had a conference out there and you could still hear him, which was wonderful too. Yeah, it was really impressive. So it was incredible. I know.
Yeah.
Oh, right. So
because of code, but did we have to upgrade those?
we had to upgrade them because what we were finding with the old system is that there were patches of just dead zones and safety reasons and for communication. We needed to do something. And so Anthony did a great job in researching and trialing different things. This company was wonderful in helping us. And as you know, driving through our area, there are still a lot of dead zones for cell service, but these radios work really well everywhere. So it's been huge. And even listening, I have one in the office and it's crystal clear, which is helpful for buildings and everybody to get that communication. So that's been great.
I had a couple questions on the, just for my personal edification,
Yeah.
just some curious statistics on the bus where they did logistical, analysis on the routing. What's the longest run that we have?
It's about 40 minutes. It's a little bit longer as they get used to drive times in the beginning of the year, but it's about 40 minutes. So we, as you
Not
know,
too
our
bad.
territory is 90 square miles. We have a pretty big district in terms of geographically, but we go all the way up to Hudson, and that's our longest run up that way.
Okay.
And we also purchased driver tablets, which I had spoken about in the spring, but it's great because when we have substitute drivers, instead of handing them a piece of paper with a route, they could actually have real-time GPS and the route will lay out for them and talk to them. So that's actually been really helpful for us to recruit substitute drivers because they feel much more comfortable making those runs, and we can actually plug in there the names of the students and where they need to stop. So it's been great. So we purchased 5 this year, and we may look to expand that in the coming.
Do we have data on how many students actually take the bus on a regular basis? I know we have to run the route so that we stop at every kid's house or where it was a stop for every kid, but a lot of kids don't take the bus. So I was just curious how many, what do we know what percentage?
I don't know the percentage. I do know when Anthony and I were out at the beginning of school, he said, interestingly enough, for Mill Road, our afternoon runs are much fuller than our morning runs. We have a lot of students that drop off. And remember, for our pre-K students, our 3-year-olds, they're not allowed to ride the bus until they turn 4. So we have a number of 3-year-olds that are starting school, and they'll they have to turn 4 by December 1st. So we anticipate ridership for them as well. And traditionally, the elementary runs are usually busier than the secondary runs for a number of different reasons, but I can get a number for you.
I don't need a number.
Yep.
I was just curious. Yeah.
Sure.
Thanks.
On the facilities front, I know we talked a lot about different upgrades that we've made. The painting at the high school, we're getting rid of the pink and blue to do our school colors, which has been great. We painted the cafeteria. We have new furniture coming in, which we're excited about. We also put a new exhaust fan in the family and consumer science room so that they could do different kinds of cooking and ventilate that better. So that all happened this summer. At Linden Avenue, we actually painted all of the graffiti-proof blue panels, which was not easy to do, to find a paint to stick to them, but we did. Stacy picked out a great color that actually makes the hallway feel wider, and she's gotten a lot of compliments on, so she did a great job with that. We also sanded down, as I mentioned, the cafeteria floor, which was the original floor from 1939. We sanded that down and resealed it, so to brighten it up a little bit, looks much better. At Mill Road, we are continuing now the walkway outside. We're extending that. That work is starting next week. And we also have exterior signs that are coming in that we purchased too, which is exciting. The gym at the high school is done in terms of the floor. That was finished coating yesterday. We anticipate opening for students mid to late next week. So it'll be open for full student use in volleyball. And then we do have to shut down for a week in October for the bleacher installation. But it'll all be done by November 1st, and we're really excited. It looks beautiful. If you've seen the pictures, Mike's been great about updating everything, but Tom picked out the color scheme. I think it looks great. All the walls have been painted. He has the gray stain on the floor, similar to the middle school, and the bleachers will be red with our logo. So I think it'll be really, really great when it all gets done. We also started planning for the field work, and we're hoping to do that this spring if the weather cooperates. So we have a site walk in 2 weeks, but we've done field testing for different things in the soil to make sure that we have the right sod that goes down, and the irrigation planning for drainage and irrigation on both the soccer field and field 1. And then we'll get into the design of the track and the fence and the light. Those are all things that'll be coming up in the spring and summer. So we're excited, busy place. A Rotary update. So Rotary donated 93 backpacks this summer of school supplies, which was awesome. They came for a day. They had a lot of volunteers that packed those at the high school. And we did have 93 families stop by and pick up those school supplies. That was really wonderful to see. They are planning a highway cleanup with Interact, which is our high school Rotary club, the kids that are involved. So when I have a date for that, I will share it. And then finally, the Red Hook Education Foundation is planning a fall fundraiser on September 28th at Gregg Farm from 12 to 4. And that money is being raised to help with our cafeteria project to furnish the second half of the room that we haven't bought yet. Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions or comments, concerns over any of the administrative reports? I know we've all had an opportunity to go over those.
I would just like to say that I appreciated the transportation. It was really good. Yeah, I think it was helpful.
Right, and so now that brings us to Board of Ed member comments. Does anyone have anything they want to add about committees? Any topics that they would like to talk about? All right. Well, I know, but I didn't know with like commuting a little bit. All right. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the topics, the Board of Ed meeting topics. Does everyone have a copy of that?
Oh, I don't know.
Connected in the, it's an attachment.
So I know we've had an opportunity to go through these. Janet, Dr. Warden looked at these and synthesized them. Is there any changes, or is everyone okay with what we have down?
Yeah, I tried to look at last year, the flow, and there's a couple times that Dr. Summers was supposed to present. We didn't have the data, so I just try to flesh all that out. And then looking at what you all asked for, starting the year really with our future focus and this learning model that we're going to be focusing on, facilities planning, digital literacy, and then in January talking about our enrollment trends in athletics, and then our budget workshop, which is all the administrators again, then transportation and electric bus planning, community conversations, literacy update, mental health, DEI, and the BoCE's vote, the expo, results, and then.
Yeah.
Is there anything that I missed?
Yeah, looks good. No, I think you actually, you had the perfect number.
Not
We can't guarantee that.
She likes her. So anything else that anyone wanted to discuss? Right, no? Well, let's move right along then. So now we go to the business consent agenda. I need a motion and a second.
Second.
Any questions, concerns, comments on items 18 on business consent?
I just had a couple of questions about, I see that Bruce Martin is leaving us or retiring again. And I think I just have a worry about the replacement and what that might look like. I think it's going to be a difficult role to fulfill, and just kind of what our plan might be moving forward with that.
Next thing. Yeah, we're going to post this position. We actually have, so they have like a ASBO, which is Association for Business. They have that we have already like reached out to see first cohort. It'll be a school business administrator, so it's certified. No, I think the issues that there's a lot of issues. One that if the people on the list are not perhaps that we would direct fit, you have to go. We also think it's important to have somebody with an education background that can also programming and has admin program, perhaps with a team. There is a pool. Tough time of year, but there is a
They'll start and that's because that's picking right up on budget.
correct. So, Martin is, but budgeting. So I think that we'll be in a good place that we can have Bruce that work before. But also the people that come in could have a lot of experience. Can't tell you exactly. But yeah, we're going to have to make sure that there's that training piece. I think we're still together.
So can I get all those in favor? Any opposed? All right, so now that brings us to our personnel agenda, and I just need a motion and a second.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion on that? I know.
I thought maybe
He's gonna
he'd be here so we could just really, day one, just to thank him for his knowledge, his guidance, commitment to the school district. It will be definitely a big loss for us. He'll be around. We've already guidance, but he definitely has put his heart and better. Without saying that it will be definitely big shoes. We also know that you never want to leave. Overall, we appreciate his dedication, his other side. Congratulate him. All this dedication to now go and retire and to things that come with retirement and his life. Congratulations, Mr. Martin, and I will make him watch the video.
We'll get them. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So that brings us to our second portion of this. I need a motion and a second to adjourn this meeting.
Third.
All those in favor? Aye. Thank you.